Hey guys, something a little special today. I've got a guest in the workshop and he brought over a box of something he bought recently. So we're going to do an unboxing and try to get it to work. So without further ado, would you like to do the honors and open up the box?
Hey, yep, let's see. Hopefully it got packed good and it's not broken in there.
I've seen so many horror stories. I try not to buy anything online anymore if it involves shipping.
Ooh.
Well, it looks like it's well packed. It's better than just a sheet of newspaper. Ooh, it's not double boxed though. So it is a radio, and it is a Bakelite cabinet radio, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes me nervous.
And shipping, yes.
So the grill cloth is a little funky.
Yeah, it's got little gold somethings in it.
It's an RCA, what, from the late 40s?
Late 40s, yeah. 8R71.
Down a little bit. Yeah, 8R71. I guess those are, what, 5 different flavors, different cabinet styles?
Mm-hmm. Some wood and some different colors.
This would be brown.
Yep.
Alright, you want to...
Take her out?
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed for you.
Alright.
Did they say it was working, or unknown?
I don't remember. I just kind of looked at it and had a good price on it.
Were there any shots of the insides?
No, just the outside.
So you have no idea if it's been serviced or anything? Good, maybe a little something to do then.
Pretty heavy.
That's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Dang.
Right.
So it has 7 tubes in it?
Yep.
And it's late 40s, so it's an AM FM radio. Early FM. And kind of an unusual circuit. I don't think they quite... Maybe the tubes didn't even exist yet to make an FM radio a little more easy to do.
7. Yep, 7 tubes.
Like a classic FM tube to use is T8, like a 9T8 or 6T8, 12T8. It's a combination triode dual diode or something like that. They typically use them to make the discriminator with a minimum of components. So this does not. I remember looking at the circuit. It's weird. I'm not even sure if this is this. I don't think this is it a ratio detector in it? I don't know. We'll find out.
I thought it did say ratio detector on it.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I don't think it doesn't use 2 diodes. That's what really confused me. Or does it have a 6AL5 in it? I don't remember.
Where's the?
I'm looking at too many schematics.
Yeah, 6AL5.
Okay.
Radio detector. Yep.
Okay.
Ratio detector on me. I can face it forward.
Yeah. It's cool. It's got all the stickers on the bottom. Looks like there are no cracks or anything.
Yeah, that's somewhat why I selected. There was another one. And it did have.
Just the tube line up. So it has a power transformer. That's one of the reasons it's kind of beefy. Oh, that back is pretty nifty.
Yeah, on the other one, that was twice the price. These were broken. Like 3 or 4 of them were broken.
Oh, jeez.
So I just looked at the pictures.
Sure. Let's see, where's this schematic?
For some reason they have 3 different ones. Not sure why.
Maybe.
Variations on the same.
This isn't the whole thing.
The first page is.
Oh, I wonder if they have one schematic that just shows the AM, one the FM, and one the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they do that to make your life a little easier. Because some of the tubes aren't. Yeah, I think this is the AM only circuit because there's no ratio detector or anything on this. And they're just talking about AM sound. And this, I think, this is just the FM, I think. So, use the 6J6 mixer oscillator, 6BA6 IF amp, 6AU6 driver, 6AL5 ratio detector, 6AV6 detector, AVC AF amp. And then a 6V6 for the output. Some of these tubes are used in both the AM and the FM. Some are only used in one or the other. This must be the schematic. Everything. I think. Yeah. So, power transformer. 253 volts for the B+. 6x5 for the rectifier. A couple dial lamps. And as is often the case with these AM/FM radios, the IF transformers do double duty depending on the mode. It's either 10.7 megahertz or it's 455 depending on whether it's AM or FM. Alright, well, we decided we're just going to go for it. Plug it into the Sencor. Why don't you take the stuff off the top of the Sencor and move it over. So we can get them both in frame. And
Alright.
this is plugged in. Let's turn down the... I was last using it on a TV and I had it up to 120, so let's drop that down a little. The output voltage does vary depending on the load. This is not going to be a very heavy load. So for those who are not familiar with the Sencor PR57, it is a combination variac isolation transformer, and it has a fuse and a circuit breaker, and you can monitor both the output voltage and the current depending on what mode you're in. So let's do two things. One, unplug this and turn this on just to see where we're at with the voltage. I'm going to go up a bit. It's not regulated, so it'll droop down a little bit with the radio, but not that much. So I'm going to put it at 115. And then let's keep it in current mode. So 0 to 1.5 amps full scale. So if this has a problem and it's drawing too much current, we'll see that needle go way over, and if it's really excessive current, the breaker will pop in this. The equivalent to a dim bulb tester with a light bulb goes bright. Alrighty. I'll let you do the honors. There's a built-in loop antenna, right?
Yep, it does.
I'll reduce the lighting a little bit. It has two dial lamps, so I would think we'll see those.
Yeah, they're on now.
We're drawing, you can see the currents right there. Should go up as the tubes warm up and start conducting, I would think.
Yep, there it goes.
So we're pretty low. Like 1/3 of an amp. Or no, not even.
The phone number to get in here is 855-212.
I guess it works.
That's FM, I think.
I'm curious to see if it had any servicing done to it.
I like this kind of
I don't know.
little bit of a disco.
No, I mean when we pop the chassis open, I'm curious to see.
Gotcha. You've got some bracelets cemetery
Closer look at the
in
dial.
Chicago that you're doing on Sunday. Yeah, that's it. With our first American bank.
A funky dial, man.
We plan to
I wonder if it's just dirty.
I think it is.
A little hard to read.
That's separate from the free and fair election.
So is that AM or FM?
I'm pretty sure that's FM.
Huh.
Agree with you. I would, but I think we
I thought there'd be a lot more music if it was FM.
Oh, you're right. I don't
You see
know.
it a ton in the NFL.
Which is the
Seems
function?
sometimes it seems like
Are those knobs labeled at all?
Yeah, it's just fun. Oh no, it's missing the top parts. I think the top. This one is probably should have said AM FM phono.
Okay, so that's tuner. Oh, did you put it? Is this FM
I
now?
think this might be FM.
Okay, it's not working too well. Yeah, it is. Don't linger on any station too much or we'll flag. There should be a ton of stations. You got what, one? I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
Do we know if there's a built-in FM antenna?
Yeah, that I think there is. Yeah.
Well, it works. I mean, it's not dead.
Right.
Put your west outside spine.
That or it could be. That or the FM could be, shifted. And
Well, I know where some stations are.
Where?
Like Q101, that's alternative rock. That's a pretty strong local station. Or 101.9 The Mix. It's pop music. 96.3 is pop music. That's a really strong station.
That could be the 101, right?
Could be. That's probably 97.1, The Drive, classic rock.
So that's around 98 right there, where we're pointing.
This might be off a little. 94.7 is sort of classic pop rock. The WLS. 93.1 is WXRT. That's, I don't know what you want to call it, hipster rock.
You wait, I can't you wait because.
See, it stops if you kind of smack it.
Free online course.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Whatever that is.
The only station that plays music that old would be 87.7, which should be at the bottom of the dial.
Yeah, except for it's in 90. Like at 90 or so.
There should be a bunch of college stations down at the bottom. 88.3, 88.7, 89.3.
I don't know what that is. What I was saying is that the oscillator could be shifted a little bit and work back there.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was just trying to identify something.
Mm-hmm. No, didn't blow up.
No. All right, we determined by listening to live stream on phone that it is shifted quite a bit. This is 87.7 me FM radio, which should be off the bottom of the dial to the left. And it's coming in around 90, so it's off by more than 10 megahertz. You want to see what's inside?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is like one gigantic piece of Bakelite's.
Yeah, this should.
How does it come apart?
I'm assuming the knobs come off.
But the back is like one contiguous piece, right?
Right.
Does the bottom come out?
Yeah, I think it comes out the bottom.
That's
what
weird.
I'm guessing.
Okay. Interesting.
So open her up.
Very sleek design. The very late 40s.
I don't know what they repaired there.
Found some old label on the bottom with repair information. What city was that from?
Well, I don't know where that is.
Oh, they didn't have the city. I can't read that from here.
It says radio, TV, air conditioner sales, 2271 Broadway, Trafalgar. What is that?
That's the phone number. Trafalgar 3
really?
3232. So the TR would be the first two digits of the phone number.
Well, I don't know where.
Well, it could be Chicago. We have a Broadway, and that 2271 is a valid address.
You can look it up. See where Brooks.
Although you didn't buy this locally, did you? I mean, where was it shipped from?
I think Pennsylvania.
Okay. Maybe one of our viewers out there will know.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of the company? Brooks on Broadway?
Brooks on Broadway, Inc. And I think it does say what they changed to. I don't know. I don't know.
So it's cool construction. So the entire thing is a Bakelite box, and so the chassis goes in from the bottom, and then the fasteners all around.
I think probably these four will probably be just the cover for the underside of the chassis.
Oh yeah.
So it might just slide right out. I don't know. Yeah.
So we determined that the FM is off quite a bit and the AM is off a little bit, so it's not like the dial cord slipped. There's got to be something going on with the mechanism inside, like the local oscillator maybe is off tune or something. All right, you better ready for the big reveal.
All right, there.
Wow, it's well made. It looks like.
Oh, the speaker's pretty well kept still.
Yeah.
Maybe a crack right there.
All octal tubes. I can see at least two of them are RCA Victors, maybe the originals. See the real nice old meatball logo there. No, that looks like it's an RCA.
It's an RCA, yep. So I'm not sure what they did on the service.
Cute little baby transformer.
Yeah. Looks like they're all RCA still.
Yeah, that's cool to see our RCA Victor on every tube.
There's a Westinghouse over here.
Oh no.
Two Westinghouses right here.
We were affiliated with RCA back in the day. In fact, I think at one point Westinghouse made the radios for RCA.
Wonder how rotten these are.
I might have some or plumbing washers or something I could use if needed. Not too bad that power cord doesn't unplug. It's just fed through a couple holes.
No, but it seems to be the original one. It's really pliable, really soft still.
See what
Right?
you mean?
Yeah. And it somewhat looks period. I don't know.
Loop antenna's kind of nifty. Piece of masonite. I wonder if that unplugs. Wow, is that glass or
No, it's
looks
plastic.
Like
It's some sort of plastic, yeah.
It's really thick.
Yeah, that was glass. Wow.
Yeah. Pretty heavy. Hey, could you turn this around the other way and show us that end?
To see the transformer this end, or this?
No, the other end. Because that's where the FM action is. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, you
looking
can see the coils here.
Let's zoom in. I get to be cameraman for a change. So, because the frequencies are so high for FM, you have just these tiny coils. And that's probably maybe part of bandpass filter for FM, where there's just a couple plates there. But you said it's variable inductor for the tuning?
Yeah, no, for the alignment. The alignment section.
Oh, yeah, I bet those variable caps just have a couple plates that are widely spaced. That's your FM.
Yeah, it's regular variable capacitor for tuning,
Gotcha.
but for the alignment, they showed instead of variable caps, they had variable inductors.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. So, where do we go from here? We can check the tubes. That's easy enough.
Yeah, we can check the tubes, but
There's really no humps. The electrolytic is probably okay. Paper caps could be leaky. Obviously, the FM tuning is drifted. I don't know. I mean, I suppose we should just do the usual and replace the paper caps and then do an alignment.
yeah,
Maybe clean them so there's a lot of debris down in the front there on the chassis pan.
there's no mouse P in there.
There's no mouse P in
Yeah.
there. It looks really clean, I guess. Let's test the tubes and let's take a peek underneath the chassis.
Yep.
So I can see, right there, like you were right.
It's pretty cool. It's just a cover over the chassis, basically a big Bakelite cover over the chassis.
I've seen plenty of RCA TVs, but I'm not that well versed in their radios. Interesting construction. Looks like it's well made. Alright, we got the bottom of the chassis off.
Chassis?
Get this wire out of the way. Actually point the camera at the radio chassis. Alright, the bottom of the chassis has been removed. Hey, I think those are what you were asking me about on the schematic.
Yep.
Those are line filters, I guess, although there's no cores or anything in there. They're just, so that'd be just pretty high frequency chokes. Are there any paper caps in there?
Yeah, these ones right here, right?
They're tiny.
This.
It must be really low voltage or very small capacitance. Those are like half the diameter of what I'm used to seeing.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure what they did service this. Remember, it said 1962.
Yeah, yeah.
But those, yeah, that does look like the original ones. I'm not sure what they would put in there. 0.01s, 0.003005s.
Okay, those would be pretty small.
0.1, I think, is the biggest one.
That's probably that guy down there. Maybe I'm just used to working on TVs where like there's a lot of .047s in there. Big fat caps. So that one down there, I think would probably be the 0.1. Or maybe they're just fairly low voltage.
Yeah. I think it has 3 electrolytics.
Okay.
No, 4. C18 ABC, and then there's 2 microfarad 50-volt electrolytic.
That'll be the ratio detector. Which actually might be that big cap down there. Okay, I mean, one thing we can do is just clip one end out of the caps and put a bridge on there and check for leakage. Just
Oh, yeah.
for our own curiosity's sake before we replace them.
Yep. I'm going to bust out the
I'll get a
tester?
bridge, yeah, and I'll get a tube tester fired up.
Alrighty.
So a closer look at those caps so you can see how tiny they are. There's only one back there that's kind of what I would consider normal sized, but anyways, those are small values. So this is a .005, should be good for 400 volts. I already checked, it's leaky at even just 200. Those lights should never flash. Well, it was a moment ago. Oh, yeah, so just didn't wait long enough. So there it is at 300. The faster it flashes, the more leaky it is with this tester. You said what, B plus is around 250?
250, yeah.
So that's not good. But more importantly, if I go to test the value, the eye tube should open very distinctly on value. And it just sort of, there's just kind of a vague, smudgy indication when I get around the right value. I don't know if you guys can even see that. It's really hard to...
This one?
Yeah. Kind of hard to film this eye tube. But when I'm on the right value, there should be a very distinct dark pi wedge, and it just doesn't happen. It just sort of gets a little smudgy at the top, so that cap is no good. And I suspect the others would test similarly, so we're just going to go ahead and replace them. Well, this is not the easiest radio to work on by any means because it's so deep. Also, there are a lot of tiny paper caps. But we started working up top. We worked in this area and found an area where it looked like there was one replacement cap and one replacement resistor, both of which were the wrong value. They were in the ballpark, but about the cap was half the value it should have been, the resistor was twice the value it should have been. We replaced them both with what the schematic says should be there. So we're done with this area here. Figured now would be a good time to do a power-up test before we proceed. So that's what we're going to do now.
What did you have it set to?
Alright, here we go. I don't know. It's still set to whatever it was set to. 115? That's a better thing to look at. See how much current it's drawing, which is 0 because it's not turned on. There we go. Gotta get some Novus number 2 on that. That is Doity. Gotta get some cleaner on that volume control.
quit on his team all of last year.
It's a shitload louder than it was, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Until he got somehow cleared
It's all the way down.
It's on the
by
AM band.
refusing to take the COVID vaccine. Now,
Yeah.
he wasn't.
We didn't work on the volume control area. Does the volume control do anything? Sure. So it does get louder. I mean, there are some radios I've seen where they just get so much gain that you can't turn them down all the way. Or is it just flaky?
Right now it's just flaky.
But that's a weak station.
Yeah.
I don't pay enough attention.
That's probably GN.
Goal line as all the Sabres poured into
It's a bit of a strong station like that.
From both sides, denounced the violence.
And is it down all the way right now?
Friday's attack on 80.
Yeah. Well, we need to spray it.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I just want to make sure we can get down to where it's pretty low. If you turn the volume down a little.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's fine.
Okay.
You hear it? Barely.
Barely, yeah. Okay, cool. So that made a huge difference. That's cool. Oh, hey, get it, go where it's making a lot of noise. Go in between stations. Check this out. So get to where there's no station. Just buzz and leave it there. Turn the volume up a little bit. Check this out.
Oh yeah.
That's why you don't use LED lighting around vintage radios. Now try tuning around the dial. Should sound a little bit better.
Get a COVID test to make sure you're not.
Sounds wonderful with no.
It's a tone controller.
See what they're saying. When after the CU. Okay, folks, it's so
How
hard
far
to
up is the
describe
volume
on
control right now?
radio.
Like a
Anthony
quarter?
sees this
Well,
wallet
that's
in the blue
insanely
seat
loud.
and everyone's going for it, and I think he tries to put it in. Maybe is it?
It has a 6V6 cell for an output, so I imagine it is a pretty loud
The
radio.
meaning to Hala, H-E-L-A. I get
Does the tone control work? That's the middle knob, right?
personally, and I never, ever
Oh,
care
to switch?
to meet him or want to meet him. I don't
That's
root
nothing.
for him.
High
I don't
or
think anybody,
low.
you know, should
Which the middle and high sound the
person
same.
him and
Yeah.
and
Go towards the end of the right end of the dial. There'll be some music down there.
on a
On AM?
basketball
Yeah.
court.
There'll be 3 or 4 stations of music. Like around 1200 and up.
Yeah.
You like religious stuff. Yeah.
I think that one's in Michigan somewhere.
There's usually 1 or 2 Polish or Russian stations around there. Sometimes I hear kind of like pop music, like I don't know if it's somebody's illegal broadcast or whatever.
Y ahí ese hombre en medio de tantos animales, en medio de.
That was one of them. Was the tuning that touchy?
It's okay. Yeah, it's a good sprayed. We don't know what direction it's coming in from too. You could,
Oh, the directional antenna, yeah.
that's fine right there.
Hey, why don't we hit it? Let's try cleaning that volume control
Yeah.
before we both go nuts from all that crunching.
Yeah.
Well, the volume control was kind of sealed, but we did find one little opening and got in there. Is it better?
Oh yeah.
Seems better.
That's all the way down.
Excellent. I'll tell you, it took me a while to figure out how noisy that light fixture was. I'd been warned about fluorescent lighting for years, but I never seemed to have an issue with it. But this LED fixture is just horrible.
There are other bras, and there is
But not from these, not from the individual bulbs, just that particular fixture,
Right.
which has like 100 or more little point LED sources. So I don't know what kind of switch mode power supply it has on it.
These are LED?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
whole panel of it. Because what we're talking about up here, there's a whole big fixture up there. I suspect my video camera kicks out some noise too.
So that distortion, I don't know if it's still component distortion or...
Well, we haven't checked the tubes yet.
I can hear this. It's buzzing.
Yeah.
You hear it?
Yeah. So there.
Con las plantas que usted plante como frutas, como vegetales, dice que usted no las va a vender ni nada.
There might be an issue with the voice coil rubbing on the pole.
Could be.
But with that dome over it, you're going to have a hard time doing anything about it unless you can get it at it from the backside. Maybe blow some compressed air in there. Or, I mean, if it's really bad, the cone, there could be something that's not glued up properly anymore. Or the surround could be coming loose too. But that's not because the speaker looks really good.
Hotel in the town. Just north of Kankakee. Police say 23-year-old Jerron Shannon was arrested Thursday. He's one of 8 people facing charges in the shooting that killed Surgeon.
Yeah. Oh, the volume sounds good now.
No, too, for 6v6 into a little 4-inch speaker seems like overkill, so it might just be driving it too hard.
Education is done.
Does it seem like we're still off station?
People decide how their education.
AM wise, I'm not sure.
With inflation.
Yeah, so that's 720, that's about 700, right?
Yeah, it's about 680 or 700.
Oh, it's, okay. That you could probably just slip the dial string over. That looks like some pretty complicated dial stringing. I wouldn't want to mess with that. So it goes around and around and around. Crazy time of year when there's baseball, hockey, and basketball going on.
Oh, yeah.
Not football. Can't believe the World Series is still going on. It's November, almost.
Almost, yeah.
Cool. How about we check the tubes next?
All right.
But that was impressive. How much of a difference? Oh, you want to check FM?
Sure.
We haven't tried that,
Let's see.
right?
Which direction is FM?
Well, it's got to be just
All the way that
something
way.
that's not this.
Broadcast is in the middle. FM is on the.
The one thing I noticed with a lot of my early mono FM receivers is that I could receive a station in 2 spots.
Oh, really?
2 very close together. I kind of thought I was picking up the left and the right channel separately or something like that. Or it just wasn't aligned right.
Seems to be picking up more stations now.
Yeah. So that one where you just heard the classic rock, that's got to be 97.1. It was up a little bit higher. That.
Yeah.
Which is not that far off because it's 98 on the dial, right?
Yeah. We were off over here. Still off over here. I think we're still the same off.
Okay. Oh, so that's a Me FM.
Yeah, it's 87.7.
Yeah, and then there's nothing for that whole chunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's way off.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Check the tubes.
Radio's playing a lot better. We have a lot more volume. Tested the tubes. What, a 6VA6 was a little bit weak, so we replaced that. But there seemed like a persistent distortion. We couldn't quite pin down, so we decided to check the speaker. So we took it out and hooked it up to just a function generator feeding in a pure sine wave. And unfortunately, we discovered that at certain frequencies, it kind of loses it. Or there's like resonant frequencies where it doesn't work so well. Around 150 hertz, it resonates really badly. Above it, it's alright. It goes right in there. So, we're not sure, could the glue be coming loose? Could there be some debris inside? It's hard to tell with the dome on this side, and there's a spider on the back side. A couple tears in the surround, so I'm not sure what quite is going on there. If you keep the volume low enough, it doesn't really seem to be an issue, but if you want to play it at decent volume levels, that's definitely an issue. And when you're listening to broadcast material, it's a mix of all kinds of frequencies, so inevitably it's going to contain some of those frequencies that the speaker's not handling too well. So ideally we could find a replacement 4-inch speaker and give that a try. But for now, well, that's what we got. And we did try hooking up just a test speaker I had, and this sounded fine, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we got to do something about the speaker. But for now, we'll move on. The recapping is finally done. There were a lot of caps in this. A ton of .005s. It was not fun to recap, I can tell you. A lot of them are really buried down in there, but we got it done. We did pause a couple times to see if it still worked. Just finished the last batch. Let's see how it works now. Well, it's still not sounding great, but it is loud. We seem to be getting pretty good reception now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps an alignment will improve. Yeah, it should sound better than that. It's garbled.
Yeah, every station is garbled. But it is picking up more stations in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's plenty loud. So we have pretty good sensitivity, selectivity. It just sounds garbled. So we replaced all the caps, including the electrolytic on the ratio detector. Actually, we didn't replace all the caps. We didn't replace all the electrolytics. Is there a cathode bypass cap on the audio output tube?
Yeah, that's kind of related to everything, huh? Detector.
Yeah, 20 microfarad. Yeah, we didn't replace that, so that could help. That has a profound impact on the audio output too.
Really?
Yes.
Well, all three. Yeah.
The other two, the main supply caps were bad. We hear at home.
Yeah.
But that one will affect the gain and quality of the output tube and frequency response. Well, we're deciding to do a little test to pinpoint, is the distortion from the audio amp portion of this or the receiver portion or the IF. So I pulled out a function generator, just doing a nice clean sine wave into a speaker, right? Sounds good, nice clear tone. Now we're going to inject it into the phono input on the receiver through a coupling cap. just in case. Don't want to fry my function generator if there's any DC voltage present. Alright. Let's turn it up. And it sounds like crap. So, I think we know what our source of distortion is. It's somewhere in the audio chain. So, phono input's going in here. I think it goes through the 6AV6 and then to the 6V6. So it's somewhere, well, because it does go through the volume control, so it's somewhere between here and here. Something is very, very distorted. So yeah, we determined the speaker had issues at certain frequencies at higher volume levels. But we can go pretty low with this and over a variety of frequencies, and it sounds terrible across the board. So we have a little bit more work to do. That's an easy way to troubleshoot something. If you have a function generator with a nice clean tone, is feed it in. If you don't have a phono input, you can go right to the center tap on the volume control. And if that sounds bad, you know, between the volume control and the speaker, you've got a problem. If it sounded great, we would know the problem is before the volume control. Okay, we're just going to try the simplest thing and do the one part we haven't replaced. So I clipped out the existing 20 microfarad cathode bypass cap and just tacked a new one in. I did verify that the 330 ohm cathode bias resistor is good, so let's do the same test now and see if it is any better. Oh, where did I put that cap and alligator clip? Alright, here we go. Nope, didn't fix it. We have to look elsewhere. So, I didn't check all the resistors by any means, but I checked a few, and some of them were pretty bad. Like, this is supposed to be a 27K, and it was about 127K. So we might have some bad biasing voltages in there. Although we tested the tubes in a Hickok mutual conductance tester, it does not test for grid leakage, so that could be an issue. But we'll keep troubleshooting until we get clear audio. But this is good because it's a lot easier to fix the audio circuitry than the IF or RF circuitry. It's just there are fewer components and they're bigger and simpler to work on. Well, after a lot of tinkering and experimenting, we've determined it really is the speaker. It just buzzes badly at certain volume levels and at certain frequencies, so we hooked up a modern Bose and it's sounding a whole lot better. A little fidgety to tune in the FM, but if you get on a station, it sounds pretty good.
The flight engineer was once reported seen in the cockpit of another Eastern Airlines plane.
Yep.
And he was also reported in the avionics bay of the same aircraft on a different flight,
really good.
Supposedly checking the landing gear. So, yeah, really.
Sometimes you can get it.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
It's the difference between what you paid for it and its current
Quiet in
value.
between.
I also found a cold solder joint on the 22 meg ohm resistor in the AVC circuit. Took care of that.
356.96.
And it was a 1 week tube. I don't know if I mentioned that. 6AV6. The rest appeared to be, or what, 4 of the original RCA Victors appear to be in there. Now 3 of them have been replaced.
Churches of the world.
Maybe next up you want to clean up the Bakelite?
Sure.
música de este país.
Shame about the grill cloth being a little, what, the decorative metallic threads, some of them came loose. We should go back to FM. I don't think we demonstrated that too much. Remember, this is mono FM reception on a radio from the 40s. So when you're dead on the station, it sounds...
Stops. The state-of-the-art casino provides world-class gaming with delicious dining options to bring Vegas experience to the Midwest. Whether you're hoping for that next big win...
I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, but you're almost at the end of the dial.
Of cannabis. Over 1 million people saved money on medical marijuana and get the access.
There's a station around on the upper end where I think it's almost, might even be some guy broadcasting illegally from his home or something, where occasionally I hear like he'll play like an entire album, but it's just on like the north side of Chicago, like just like a 5-mile radius.
Special. We didn't do an alignment on it. There's a lot of stations on it now.
I don't think we need to.
I don't think so either.
It's the best sounding vintage FM radio I've heard.
Please consider making donations or becoming a member today.
Classical.
Classical music? Do we still have one in this city?
Call 773-279-2100 or go to WFMT.com
FMT,
to make your
donation.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's finicky to tune it in clear.
Yeah. Like we were saying, it's a nature because of being a mono receiver.
Mm-hmm.
The other vintage FM mono receivers I restored, same deal. It's really touchy to get exactly on the station.
As part of their practice. I mean, I felt like you're setting aside the living Native Americans who might have been able to illuminate.
Well, unfortunately, we just don't have time to polish up the cabinet, but I wanted to give you one final look at it all together, and we can't play it because the internal speaker's disconnected while my friend is going to shop around for a replacement. But hey, I hope you got something out of this video, enjoyed this look at a, what is it, a late 40s RCA AM and FM mono radio. It does use the modern band. Do you recall when they switched over from the 40?
Yeah, I can't remember what year they did it. But it was like really like 40 megahertz to...
Yeah, the early FM band
maybe?
was, I think it was 40 to 50 megahertz in like the late 30s, early 40s, and I think after World War II. Because they allocated that frequency to TV, and they shifted up the FM band in between channels 6 and 7, whereas it would have used to collide between channels like 2 and 3. Anyways, that is going to be it for now. Bye.